Hello, hello. Hello, internet. Hello on Instagram. Hello on YouTube. I believe we're live on both platforms. And also, hello, replay fam. I see you. And here we are again. This week, hopefully with no tech issues, because last week was a bit of a challenge. It just wasn't working, and it wasn't my fault. It's an issue on Instagram. But in any case, here we are. It's a new week, and welcome to today's live stream. Let's see who's joining us today. Let it be on Instagram, let it be on YouTube. It always takes a little while for people to trickle in and arrive. So let's just take our time here and see who's joining us for a live practice today. So we had a long weekend here in Portugal. I think like many other European countries anyway. I don't know about the States, for example, and Saturday we went to Pride in Lisbon, which was quite interesting. For one, they started on Portuguese time, so a lot later than we thought they would. And on Sunday, I don't know about you, but I love watching tennis and I love watching football, soccer. And I watched all day long. I was literally just glued to the couch. I just needed a day to just chill my nervous system out and not do anything. And that was one of those days. And I watched the Germany-France game. Then I watched 6 hours of one of the best tennis games in history, the finals, the French Open finals. And then I watched Portugal playing against Spain, and Portugal won. Oh my God. So it was a big day. Germany lost, Portugal won, can't have it all. But in any case, hello, more people joining. Hey Sandra, what's up? For those of you joining us, why don't you drop in the chat how you're doing? Let's do it this way. On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, how are you doing today? How are you doing right now? On a scale from 1 to 10, and maybe just one word around how you're feeling. Or an emoji. Let's get a little interactive here. And hopefully I didn't put off Instagram followers last week, because what I did was I was streaming to YouTube and it wasn't working on Instagram. And so I got my phone out and I just streamed from my phone from like a really awkward position. And I put as a pinned comment in the chat, hey, come on over to YouTube. And so that was all a bit weird and awkward, but gotta roll with technology. But I'm happy everything's working out today. We got Christina on YouTube, 4 to 5, somewhere in the middle there. Sabine has got a 4, social comparison, unsatisfied with pace of my recovery. Yeah, I can imagine. All right. Sandra, is that emoji being tired? Is that the yawning emoji? Philip, what's up? 4, feeling some sadness. Yeah, I feel you, brother. Everything's allowed to be here in this space anyway. And I hope that's something that you always take away from my sessions. Let them be here on Instagram, let them be on YouTube, let them be in my deep dive sessions that we run every month. That everything is allowed to be here. Everything is welcome. We're not judging whatever's present within us. It's not something that we learn growing up, but it's something that we can relearn. Because our bodies, our psyches, our nervous systems, they don't do anything randomly. Right? None of our reactions, no chronic health issue really, no mental health issue, no anxiety, no depression is random. Our bodies are so intelligent, they're so smart, they wouldn't just randomly create a mental or a physical health issue. So the question is always, what is out of balance in my body, in my life, and how can I come back into balance? I think that's one of the biggest questions. Nina Min is saying she's a 7, happy to be here on Instagram. Awesome. Natalia, awesome, good to see you. And yeah, I think couple of things I wanted to share with you today. Speaking of deep dive sessions, actually, we have our next deep dive session coming up. Not this weekend, the weekend after. It's on a Sunday. I usually run them on Sundays at 5 p.m. Portugal time, which is same time as in London. And those are our deep dive sessions where we do transformational breathwork using conscious connected breathwork. So that's always a really good opportunity to dive deep, to embrace and welcome what's present. And they're all under the theme of breathwork for emotional release and integration. But we don't release to just get rid of anything. We use the breath to breathe things up to the surface, to then integrate what wants to be seen and heard, expressed. So those sessions are really awesome. Love them. Always just a beautiful group of people coming together, breathing in community. Just like here on Instagram, I just love sharing the breath in this way. So yeah. Anything else? Oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to just briefly touch on. I think I could probably record a whole video on this or do a whole lecture on it. And that is on the idea of anxiety. Wait, let me backtrack. What is anxiety? Anxiety is essentially activated energy. It's charge in the body, okay? And it's usually triggered from the sympathetic nervous system, right? It's more of a fight or flight response. It's more of a flight response, really. And anxiety is essentially energy that doesn't have a place to go. Okay, let me just repeat this again because this is really important. Anxiety is energy that doesn't have a place to go. What does that mean? It means that sometimes just trying to calm us down or doing regulating practices might not always be the right approach. Sometimes what we need first so that our bodies can actually settle is to somatically complete and to sort of help our bodies discharge that energy that doesn't have a place to go, if that makes sense. So what can that look like? Well, it usually, instead of trying to calm ourselves down, it can look like actually moving our bodies, right? So that can mean shaking, it can be dancing, it can be going for a run, it can be exercising. It can also be progressive muscle relaxation, actually. That's actually also a really good way. That way we help our bodies discharge that energy first, and then we can sit down or lie down and do a calming practice to then, help our nervous systems and our bodies come back into a state of balance. So the answer to how do I deal with my anxiety isn't always straightforward. Oftentimes what's needed is something that we might not have thought of, and oftentimes it's also a mix, obviously. But next time that you're feeling really revved up, and you're feeling like stress internally, you're anxious, you're just really up here in your head, you're ruminating, you're you're just having a really hard time being present, right? Instead of trying to just calm yourself down, try moving your body first. Try actually discharging that activated energy first, right? All right. Having said that, let's go. Let's get started with our practice for today. For those of you that are new here, if this is your first time, this is how this usually goes. We usually start to settle in, then we do a bit of a somatic practice to train our somatic awareness, our interoceptive abilities, which is really the foundation for nervous system regulation. And then we slowly shift into our breathing sequence. We do different breathing techniques every week. They're, for the most part, regulating, down-regulating. They're, for the most part, rooted in functional breathing principles, which means also they're safe for most people. If not, then I'll usually give contraindications. Today's practice is safe for everybody, but I still want you to always check in with your body, right? Just because one practice works for a lot of people doesn't mean it works for everybody, okay? So sometimes, a calming, down-regulating practice might feel activating in my body, right? And then it's my invitation for you to slow down, to maybe take a break, right? You can always come back, but just listen to yourself. You can always adjust the practice, okay? And with that, let's go. Let's go. All right, my friends. Let's get started. So, find a comfortable sitting or lying down position. I'd prefer that you sit up, to be honest. But if that's not available to you right now and you rather lie down, then you can, of course, also lie down. And then when you found a good position for the next 20 minutes, I'm gonna invite you to close your eyes. Just really take a moment here to get centered in your seat and to put your awareness inside the center of your body. Just checking in again with your posture. And then let's take a couple arrival breaths for all of us to sync up. After your next exhale, breathing in through the nose, nice and slow. Short pause at the top. And then a long sigh out the mouth. Good. Let's do that again. Nice and slow breath in through the nose. Short pause at the top. And then a long, audible sigh out the mouth. Good. One last one. Just like that. Slow breath in. All the way up. Maybe an extra sip here. Short pause. Long, audible sigh out. Really let it go. Let it go. That's it. Beautiful. And then let's check in with our bodies, with our state, with how we're arriving for our practice today. Just notice what's there, what is present for you right now. Is there stress? Is Is there anger? Is there anxiety? Is there sadness or numbness? Whatever is present. Maybe there's calm. Maybe you're having a good day. Don't change a thing though. Don't change a thing. Just keep breathing how you're breathing. Don't change it. Just feel how you're feeling right now. Don't change it. Just pay attention to what your body, what your breath are doing or not doing. Just pay attention to how connected you can or can't get to what's happening in your chest, your belly, or other areas of your body. Just make a few observations in your own way of what stands out to you when you're inside of yourself with your attention. Just take another inventory here. What's the energy doing inside? What's your state like? What's your mood? How present or not present are you? What's happening as you're connecting to yourself like this? Good. Then we're going to start out with just a little movement. I'd like you to stretch your arms up, all the way up. Just a good stretch. And then let's stretch over to the left side. Really stretching your side ribs, opening up your breathing muscles here, and then over to your right side. Good. Keep breathing. Good. Another stretch up. Good. And then bring your arms back down. And then if you're sitting on a chair, wherever, and you have your feet flat on the ground, I'd like you to just lift your heels up. Lift your heels up and then let them drop. Lifting your heels up and let them drop. Good. Do this a few times. Up and drop. Lift them up and drop them. Good. A few times, really activating your calves when you do that. Good. A couple more times. Just moving a bit of energy first. Good. And then coming back to stillness. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyes. Good. Relax your jaw. Make sure there's a slight gap between your upper and lower teeth and that your tongue is resting on the roof of your mouth. Make sure your chin is slightly tucked in. And relax your shoulders. Maybe raise them up. And then let them drop. And then relax your belly. Soften your belly. And then see if you can sense the support of the chair you're sitting on, the back, your backrest. Sensing the support of your seat. It's rising up to meet you, to hold you up. And sensing your legs all the way down to your feet. Just noticing the connection to the ground. That's it. Beautiful. And then slowly bring your awareness over to your breath. And just notice how your breath is flowing. How is your breath flowing? Don't change anything. Just notice. Just observing, witnessing your body breathe itself. And start tracking your in-breath from the moment air enters your nostrils all the way down. And then track the air and movement on the exhale all the way up again till the air leaves your nostrils. So we're getting really intimate here with our breath. Tracking every movement. Good. And then let's bring our breath low to our bodies so that with every inhale, your lower ribs and belly expand a bit. With every exhale, your lower ribs and belly come back in. If you like, you can place both hands on either side of your lower ribs for some somatic feedback, and then start breathing into your hands here. Inhale, lower ribs and belly expand. Exhale, lower ribs and belly relax. Inhale and exhale. Nice and slow breaths. We want the movement to initiate around your lower rib area. This is where your diaphragm is located, just attached underneath your lower ribs. Your primary breathing muscle is connected to the vagus nerve, which helps you to downregulate. Good. If you feel like you got it, you can bring your hands back down. And just keep breathing in this way, nice and slow, diaphragmatic breaths. And then see how much you can slow down your breath. Really breathing gently into your belly, in and out through the nose. Really slowing the breath down. And then breathing so softly that you feel hardly any air coming in and out. I'm going to practice a little bit of reduced breathing, light breathing, which helps to train our CO2 tolerance. Now, if you like, you can also put your index finger horizontally under your nose. You can just look at me for a second. And then just notice how much air you feel on your finger as you breathe out specifically on your exhale. You want to make your breathing so soft that you notice hardly any sensation of air on your finger. So the more air you feel in your finger, the more you're breathing. So let yourself get a little hungry for air. Good. So the goal is to create a feeling that you would like to take in more air. we want to create a little bit of an air hunger. So you want to breathe less than what you normally breathe. There is this well-known Qigong and Tai Chi master. His name is Chris Pei, and he explains that there are 3 levels of breathing. The first one is to breathe so softly that a person standing next to you does not hear you breathing. The second level is to breathe so softly that you do not hear yourself breathing. And the third level is to breathe so softly that you do not feel yourself breathing. So with this practice, we're aiming for level 3. So we want to breathe about 20-30% less air. Now, if this is making your breath chaotic, then take a break. Otherwise, we're gonna shift into our coherence breathing. So we're adding on the dimension of frequency, of slow breathing, but you're gonna stay with the light breathing. And in a moment, we're gonna be breathing in for 4 seconds and out for 4 seconds. Okay? Nice and easy. After your next exhale, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, 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 out, 2, 3, 4, and then keep going. Find your rhythm. If you like, you can go up to 5 or even 6. Or if you feel the need to go down to 3 seconds, you can do so as well. Find your rhythm here. See if you can stay on the edge of a slight air hunger. And I'd like you to, after your next round, to then close your right nostril and only breathe through your left nostril. In for 4, out for 4, whatever count you're choosing. Staying present, staying focused. Stay with your diaphragmatic breath. Stay with the reduced breathing. We're making our inhales the same length as our exhales. Then you can drop your right hand down and then switch and close your left nostril. And only breathe through your right nostril. Stay with it, stay present. There's nowhere else to be, nothing else to do. You're right here in this moment. This moment matters. A few more rounds here. Good. And you can slowly bring your hand back down, coming back to your natural breath. And just notice any shift in your physiology, your state of being, quality of your thoughts. What's the energy like in your body now? Good. Just take a moment of gratitude here. If you like, you can place your right hand on your heart and just ask yourself, what am I grateful for today? What am I grateful for right now? What am I grateful for today? Whatever comes up, just let it affect you. Let it affect you. Just notice what gratitude feels like in your body. What's it like to be grateful in your body? And allowing that energy of gratitude to expand to all areas in your body, all the way down to your feet, all the way up to the crown of your head. Filling yourself up with the beautiful, beautiful energy of gratitude. Thank you, body. Thank you, breath. Thank you, heart, for beating. Thank you, community, for coming together. Let's take one last conscious breath here. Nice and slow breath in through the nose. Short pause at the top. And a long sigh out the mouth. Good. May we all be happy. May we all be well. May we all feel loved. May we all be at peace. Whenever you're ready, you can slowly flutter your eyes open. Coming back into your space, maybe you want to stretch yourself out again. Really taking a moment here to reorient yourself to your space. All right. Welcome back, my friends. Hope you had a good practice. Hope you're feeling a little more regulated, a little more connected, a little more here. It's what we lose as we go about our days so much. That connection to ourselves, which is where every other connection stems from. Right? To be connected to the world, to be connected to another, gotta be connected to ourselves. So let me know in the chat how the practice went for you. How are you feeling? Anything you're grateful for? Allison, see you. Sandra, Liana, Michelle, hey. So beautiful. Thank you so very much for the gift of this moment. That's beautiful. We have Lume Loves Life. That's wonderful. Thank you. You're welcome. Struppy, 132. Vanita, what's up? Good to see you. Feeling relaxed. Sabine, is the slow breathing also good for shutdown freeze or only for fight or flight? You know, it really depends. Again, there is no one size fits all answer when it comes to the nervous system. But generally, it can also be a good idea to bring a little bit of activation into your body when you're feeling like in shutdown. Was it you up there? No, that was someone else. Someone else said in the chat earlier on YouTube, actually, often I feel stuck or trapped in my emotions so that I can't move or shake. Yes. So sometimes when we're in freeze or when we're in shutdown, a good way to slowly move up the nervous system ladder, right? We're in shutdown, we're all the way down here. To get back into ventral, into a state of connection and safety, we have to move through what is called sympathetic, right? And so we actually need to get activated. And because even when we feel shut down and we feel lethargic and like we can't move, there is a lot of energy under that. But oftentimes, we can literally be frozen, right? We can't move, we can't shake, we can't dance, we can't go for a run. And so the start would be to maybe tap your body, right? Your arms, your chest, your belly, your back, and just tap yourself. Or maybe it's even just imagining moving your body. Imagine stretching your body. Imagine going for a walk. Imagine, this can be the first step. And then the next step can be just a little bit of movement like we just did earlier, a little bit of a stretch, maybe some heel drops, right? Maybe just a little bit of a shake, right? It doesn't have to be big stuff. When we're in shutdown, sometimes we gotta move really slow. And then maybe as you're allowing yourself to do that, maybe a little bit more energy comes back. And then it can be a good idea to do a bit of regulating breath work to help your body, help your nervous system feel safe, right? And then that in combination can help to shift you out of a shutdown state. But the answers are not always that easy, right? Because the question is also, what is underneath the shutdown? And in general, as a coach, I'm always interested in what's causing your anxiety. What is causing the shutdown, the freeze? What's causing the depression? What's causing the dysregulation, the rumination, right? And then there is a time and a place to do practices like we do here in these live sessions to teach our bodies, to send them signals of safety, right? It's like, hey, you can relax, right? That's what we're doing here with these practices. And at the same time, it's always a good idea to dig a little deeper, right? There's probably something that wants to be felt. Loves Life, grateful for this practice with you and all. Thank you for joining. Juto, felt calm and tired, now calm but with more good energy. Awesome. Philip, you're welcome. Polimini, grateful for myself and my decision to join this practice. Thanks, Connie. Yes, the first step is showing up, right? The first step is showing up. And I congratulate all of you for showing up and doing this practice, because I know it's not always easy. Nina Min, so beautiful. I feel relaxed and calm. Awesome. Christina on YouTube, thank you. Feel more calm now. Beautiful. Eva, health rich, feeling much calmer. Thank you. You're welcome. Natalia, thank you. I cried even during the session. Beautiful. Awesome. Great to hear, my friends. If there's any more questions, you can always hit me up in the DMs. And otherwise, with that, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Now that you're a bit more connected now, a bit more grounded, a bit calmer. And I will see you again next week, same time, same place, on Instagram and on YouTube. I figured out how to do it again, and I'm pretty stoked on our setup here and that everything worked just perfectly today on both channels, which is wonderful. Awesome. All right, my friends, take care. See you soon. And keep breathing mindfully. Bye.